While so many Treasure Valley sports fans believe there's football season followed by the rest of the year, one local business is quietly cranking out all-star baseball players.
They sure are. The business is so centrally located, it's almost easy to miss. For this week's Made in Idaho, I take you inside Idaho Baseball Academy. As you drive into downtown Meridian, just as Main Street and Meridian Road converge, you may have seen a warehouse-looking building and not thought much of it. But inside, future stars of the diamond are being made.
Idaho Baseball Academy is a training facility for students between 8 and 20 that want to come here and work on their skill set for hitting, pitching, fielding, catching.
Out of high school in Southern California, coaching wasn't even a thought for Coach Trujillo, who was still playing ball on a scholarship to Indiana Tech.
Played there for 2 years, went to the World Series there, and which was in Lewiston, so got me familiar with Idaho.
He ended up loving the Gem State so much, he moved here in 2008 with real estate aspirations, but noticed something about the baseball scene.
When you're in California and you get an extra 3 months out of the year for good weather, compared to kids here who miss out on those 3 months, well, over 5 years, you know, you're talking about a lot of time where they miss out on reps.
With his eye on changing that, he started building onto his home.
We started with an outside cage outside of my house. I had a little separate 3-door garage that I would kind of work in and out of, but really I started outside.
And suddenly, he found himself balking at real estate as he started lining up a few students onto his own home plate.
My girlfriend at the time would say, "Hey, when you come in the house after the lesson with him, you're so much happier." And I was.
In 2010, Idaho Baseball Academy was officially born, but after 8 years at his house and a growing roster, he needed a new home run.
I needed a bigger place. We started forming teams, so I needed to do stuff in the winter because, as you know, in Idaho, the weather isn't the best during, October to February.
In 2018, their current location became the Academy's new home.
The space to allow us to do more drills with the kids has really been beneficial for their development.
Since the move, the Academy has enrolled hundreds of athletes, started a few traveling club teams, and began the Catching a Dream program to help select families financially.
We started this program so that kids, if they earn the right to be on the team, that they could go to the tournament and be supported at least by Idaho Baseball Academy and Catching a Dream to help them with their goals, even if their families couldn't afford it.
For kids attending Idaho Baseball Academy, they might not immediately recognize the impact it's going to make in their lives, but for Coach Marcus, his Made in Idaho dream has certainly made a difference in his own life.
There's nothing like watching students when you saw them when they're, this big, and then when they're grown men out there doing stuff on the baseball field. It's just, it's a very humbling feeling, and it makes me happy.
That's, first off, it was so much fun.
Happy.
Oh, good. Well, that's important. So this place, it's a couple miles away from my house. I drive by it every so often. And I thought it was just like a warehouse type building. And but then I saw Idaho Baseball Academy. I was like, what? I have to check this out. And ended up meeting with Coach Marcus. Just what a cool place. I got to hit around for a while.
I love his story of, you know, seeing a need and just starting to fulfill that need from his backyard.
Yeah, and one of the coolest things about this is when he started out, he came here to do real estate, but he missed baseball so much and playing. He built this thing at his house and started just training some kids for free at the time, and suddenly turned into that. Yeah, it was a very cool story. Enjoy.